You want to hear my turtle joke?
I do. I want to hear all your jokes, Dave.
It's about the Gateway Casino, because I know you're involved with this, and this is our next thing. The Gateway Casino coming to North Bay, they're working on a slogan, and the slogan is, no turtles have been harmed in the fleecing of the sheep. It's a multiple level joke.
Yeah, totally. I'm quite happy knowing that the turtles are all asleep in their mud right now, hibernating, and when they wake up, it'll just be another spring for them like every other, but there have been like all of this human drama above their bogs all winter long.
So what's City Council's position in North Bay right now on this particular issue?
Yeah, well, City Council kind of got it easy because the province set out this like discussion paper to review the Endangered Species Act, and this is after City Council basically like raised their hand and said, we want to be excused from the Endangered Species Act, which is like totally outlandish. Like, yeah, right? And like, I think, across society, recognizing the need to provide care for endangered species, knowing that we're the ones creating the harm, like it's human development primarily. I think that's something we can agree upon. That's common ground of like, may not agree on the details, but like this is something that we should be doing. So having, a municipality feel confident enough and egregious enough that they could ask for that. And it's totally shocking. And I think that shock kind of rippled through the community too, of just like, whoa, it's. I
think it was kind of reflective of the new norm of under a Ford government that they can think and act that way. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, they feel empowered and bold because of that. So when the province did their review of the Endangered Species Act, that language was, basically to literally their wording was to find ways to make it more friendly for business. Mm-hmm. Which is, obviously very troubling, but in line with some of the other things we've seen.
I'm not a big supporter of casinos as an economic development growth pattern or positive movement. Never have been. I actually have more concern for the impacts of a casino. I don't really see long-term benefit. I see really quick sort of cash out, take what you can from an economy and move on when it's no longer there. So,
absolutely.
But, in fairness of, I think there's development that can happen even in that place that they're looking at for a casino, that the turtles and the humans can get along in some way, protect each other. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's an automatic turtle soup.
Totally. Well, and that's kind of the alarm bell of the city asking for an exemption, and basically to invert that pyramid of authority. So it would come up with the ministry having the discussion. And even if there is problems with the implementation of the ministry, they have the expertise. Like around a municipal council table, their expertise lies elsewhere, not in making the best decisions for.
Well, they have to hire a consultant for a sidewalk. So.
Right. Yeah, totally. Any inverting the pyramid of power is totally questionable. But yeah, it is true. I mean, like they have plans of mitigation for development and stuff like that. Like that's pretty status quo. Procedure that's that we've all kind of agreed upon and accepted as as the middle ground. So
you like being an activist, because I know you were really big on the pipeline stuff.
Yeah, I definitely feel it as my role to create space for that conversation to happen. I think the the best ideas and the best voices are going to come out when we've kind of pushed some of the edges of the conversation back a bit, and people feel comfortable to share what their experiences are and what their opinions are. And so the role of the activist in that is just to help make everybody comfortable.
Well, that's what I love about our country. There is room for that. There is room for the big picture discussion, and it helps change people's perspectives a little bit, even if they don't totally adopt the other side. That's not the point, is to expand their minds for whatever side they're on.
Totally. Yeah, to have conversations and yeah, we've turned conversation into polarity nowadays, which is truly unhealthy. And yeah,
I like that when there's a forced recognition of being able to have to listen to the other side without it becoming a polar discussion.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's welcoming.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Winnipeg.
Hey,
that way. Yeah. And we've been here for 14 years, so another 40 years we'll be locals.
Are you both from Winnipeg?
No, Sherry's from out west, and so BC. And
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet?
Out west, BC. Yeah. Then kind of ended up here.
Has she been part of your evolution towards vegan?
I think we both came at it around similar times from different perspectives.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And then through our work at the sanctuary, really grew into like the focus of animal liberation and that influencing all of our other, activism elements and stuff. But
what do you do?
I worked in like marketing and design and stuff like that and now, I do a bit of that still, but primarily is everything through Piebird. So it's,
cool.
We have a little seed company and we do workshops and overnight stuff and
decent living. You can, keep food on the vegetables on the table.
Right. Totally. Yeah. I feel totally, privileged just to be able to.
Well, that is a privilege to be able to live where you do. Yeah. And to be able to do what you do.
Totally. Right. To have your own vision and follow that. And it's a really beautiful thing. And
yeah, I love that about Canada. There's room for that. More and more in North America, especially down in the States, it seems like just harder and harder for people to just do their own thing. Yeah,
right. Yeah, to listen to the voice inside yourself and just represent that to the world and shine bright. Yeah.
You almost went quasi-viral in the environmental movement, holding up a sign, Harper.
The Water Not Harper disruption when he came through town.
When was that?
It was during the last election. Yeah.
Water Not Harper.
Yeah, I had it on my shirt, and then, you're a big part of that, of making that land well. I mean, because the activist is just one link in a chain of community. Yeah. To make the conversation happen. Totally.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah. So then later in that week, to give you more context, I disrupted Naomi Klein at TIFF during the launch of her film festival, just kind of seeing that the balance need, like if we're going to, do Stephen Harper, it also has to be then the left's gatekeeper of the of that kind of conversation too.
How did that really work out for you overall, getting into that level of activism, and were there repercussions? I heard you might have lost some work.
Yeah, well, I think I probably eventually lost my job through the Harper thing, but that's a beautiful thing, and that's probably the takeaway to try to inspire other folks. We do live in a culture that it is quite easy and accessible to be a peaceful activist, to present your message, to have it land well in the community, to have that conversation be shared. I think the telling metaphor from that is the security RCMP detail. I'm pretty sure they were like steering my shoulders, leading the way so that the media could actually see what was on the shirt, and then handed me off to the other security guy. The guy kind of gave me like a friendly pat.
Yeah, because you did it the Canadian way.
Right, totally. Yeah. A friend of mine who just did the same thing, like a Harper disruption, I think the day later or something, was tackled like off stage and like just brutal. And I think that probably
comes because of the way he did it.
Possibly, in the circumstances, if it's loaded, if the narrative is loaded, but I think all as humans we can read the intent from the that gut, that emotional value we're carrying, and like, oh, this is a peaceful message. This is,
I think that resonates well. A quiet but loud message that's peaceful.
Yeah, I think
it carries the day many times.
It's true. There's power in our vulnerability, and I think that's probably another thing that we learned from the sanctuary friends we live with, all the animal friends, is that I think we're typically believing that like there's power in being strong, but like our true power comes in being vulnerable, and being like willing to kind of submit ourselves to that, and we can keep on using that momentum forward to find other voices to uplift, just taking a step back, creating space, and
Well, the meek will inherit the earth, eh?
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm not sure if I quoted that right. I haven't read that book quite a while. But because the powerful are going to beat each other over the heads
Right.
to the last crumbs.
yeah, it's so true.
Oh, it's so,
Yeah.
just the way the world's going these days, it's just really, it feels insecure,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely. But there is a lot of hope.
It felt insecure in 1984, too.
Right. As humans are permanently insecure of like, yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if it's much different. I grew up through the 70s, and I remember in the early 80s, I was feeling with Reagan, the whole Iran thing. I was like, oh, man,
Yeah.
I do not feel secure. I don't think I've ever really felt secure since. But this level of insecurity, I think through the World Wide Web and the instant, constant barrage of negativity, it's, oh, man. You almost need to make a decision and find out where you can have peaceful time in your life to get that balance.
Totally. Yeah.
Because it's constant.
Yeah. Retrain ourselves for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to face it every day.
Yeah.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's why I advocate for gardening as like, a place to practice peace, practice being quiet, practice not participating in consumerism, practice just this, this respectful exchange,
I felt that way when I was pruning my pot plants.
Yeah, right? Totally.
I'm not really, I don't have a green thumb, but I really kind of got into it. Every day there was a little thing. I would water them, I check them out, I fight some bugs. And it sort of felt like I had something other than the world to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Something other than the self is to, to be of service.
Yeah. And I might have a garden this summer too.
A garden just pot plants.
Well, we're limited legally to 4, right?
Yeah.
So, something like that. But yeah, maybe I'll find peace through gardening the marijuana plants. If
beautiful.
I don't, I'll find peace through the cookies.
That's great.
Hey, do you indulge?
I did before they made it legal, and then I haven't. I think probably as just like a form of defiance. If there's so many folks with criminal records and stuff associated with that, and if they're not going to address that, then that's bogus. I'm not going to participate in it. Yeah,
you're not the only one I've heard say
subversive,
that.
Yeah,
I've never. Yeah, like you just, they're making it illegal. Screw it.
Yeah,
right? I kind of felt a little bit that way, but also I was I use it medicinally as well as recreational.
Yeah,
but very much medicinally. And when I know they've really screwed up the implementation as far as legal standpoints go. Not only the fact that all the damage the pot laws have done to everybody, and through the years, if they're not going to, admit that it was wrong to put people in jail for something like that.
Right, totally. Yeah, and the whole thing just went instantly corporate on a huge level, so much so that like Brian Mulrooney became like a chair of one of the companies
they're
the
gonna
day
capitalize.
after that. Right, just like
somehow Canada's made marijuana crooked by legalizing it.
Right, totally, yeah.
I'm not sure how it's going to end up.
It's just in the birth stages now. It's going to juggle around a bit, probably.
But you know what I'd really like to do? I would really like to launch a newspaper that's made out of hemp.
Yeah. Right. Well, hemp's the other one, because as far as I'm aware, they haven't actually changed some of the strictness around hemp.
Yeah. We know what potential is there for hemp as far as just gutting the whole oil industry, just shutting it right down.
Yeah.
So I wish people would pay more attention to that.
Yeah.
You got a group I can join to try to push that?
We'll start one right here, folks. Like this is happening.
Hemp to save the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Totally.
I want that's one thing I would get involved with.
Yeah.
And the medicinal marijuana, CBD, and all that other stuff. It looks like pharma is going to take care of some of that, but as long as it's legal for people to do on their own, that's
right.
Good.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's a baby
accessible
step
for the folks that need it, and that is a beautiful thing.
Oh, if we can just take half that business away from pharma and give them something else to make money on.
Yeah.
We got to get them out in space. I love when they talk about going to space, because all those capitalists are going to go there.
Ship the capitalists to space.
I want all the capitalists to go to Mars.
Perspective.
Save the Earth. Go to Mars. You guys first.
Yeah, it's a whole new place.
We'll make do with this thing. We'll fix the Earth back up. It'll do fine. The Earth's going to be doing fine without you. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, this is beautiful. I mean, this is such a awesome space here too. Yeah. Such a blessing for the community too. Yeah.
I want to be able to have interesting people like yourself with diverse opinions, viewpoints, to have a place to get your word across without too much editing and have some fun doing it, right?
Totally. Yeah, creating space for conversation is really the most beautiful thing, and uplifting other voices, and you've done that forever with your work previously, and in media and stuff. So it's
this is just a continuation of what I was doing in a different format, a different forum, a different platform, without the same sort of rules and constraints.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
I still haven't found totally yet what it's going to be, but it comes in and out of focus. Did you bring me any cookies? you guys, you have vegan cookies, eh?
We do make vegan cookies. I didn't bring any though. I apologize,
man.
Dave.
Well, you're going to have to do something.
Yeah, we can probably find you some soup in our car. Yeah.
Soup? I like soup. In fact, I might not even realize it's vegan if it's soup.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I can move that direction a little bit. Yeah. I can cut down my meat consumption.
Yeah.
I can't promise I'll, can't. But I can cut down.
I mean, that's how I became vegan, is by, slowly working towards there and making changes, and, as I felt comfortable and as I understood why I was doing things outside of habit.
Well, I think economy is going to help me because meat prices go up, and the fear of a heart attack as I get older. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 38. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm 53. So I start cutting down on certain types of meat and fat. I've already done that.
Yeah.
Less, although I'm still kind of hooked to. I had a bagel belt with egg and bacon today, so I can't really say too much. But I'm trying to cut down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I'll cut down to. I promise I'll cut down to 2 bagel belts a week.
That's huge. That's part of reclaiming food for yourself. Absolutely.
So what's on your calendar for the next couple months, and what's that thing you have in August?
Yeah, well, okay, activism-wise, we're going to hear back from the province pretty soon on their Endangered Species Act review, and they're probably going to gut it, so we're going to need to be prepared for that. The provincial significant wetlands, moving the boundary of Northern Ontario, all that weirdness. So that's going to come up probably in the next couple months, as well as when the casino conversation starts resurfacing again. And out at Piebird, we have our spring workshops lined up of gardening workshops and vegan cooking classes. In August is our annual Piebird picnic, so a fun band from Australia called Mapstone, kind of a hippie beach band, plays. It's the first Sunday of August on the long weekend there, and
so that kind of replaces North Bay's Summer in the Park option, right?
Totally.
So there's nothing to do.
Yeah, it's happening at Piebird this year. So
how far is it from here at the old Tweedsmuir School at
probably exactly half an hour to the sanctuary from
half
here.
An hour, eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful drive through that country too.
Yeah.
Where do you go through?
Down the Wassy Road, and
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's gorgeous country.
How far are you from Jamie Board's honey farm?
Yeah, out that way. They're in Restoule, so like 50 minutes. We're 50 minutes closer to.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, just on this side.
Good round trip.
I
like their honey.
There's lots of stuff out there. It's beautiful. Matthew's maple syrup.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll come out this time.
Cool, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave.
Take care.
Yeah.
Small town times.
Cool, guys.